Yes, sir. Wagwan, this is the Sports Time Zone. Yours truly, host, brother Noopsy in the building alongside my dog. Holla at him, Kelvo.
Man, it's your favorite Friday night co-host 512 Kelvo, man. I'm out here with my brother Noomsy, man. We out here another freestyle Friday, man. Noomsy, bro, what's good, bro? How you doing, man?
We here. Good to see you, man. Like you always say, always blessed. I'm staying blessed, highly favored. I'm in the gym. I'm eating right. I've been taking my CMOS. You see the skin is glowing. I'm glowing.
I see you. I see you. Yeah.
You see your boy. I'm just trying to be healthy,
Sure.
trying to live a healthy life. Y'all also make sure y'all in that gym, drink plenty of water, go on your walks, get your steps in, your cardio and all of that. But yeah, man, Kelvo, welcome back. I appreciate you once again, my co-host for the day. We got another dope Freestyle Friday lined up for y'all. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Also, Kelvo, let them know what the IG is in case they don't know.
Man, that's the Sports Time Zone. That Sports Time _zone. Man, we on YouTube. We on IG. We on Twitter.
TikTok.
We on TikTok.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We on all platforms, man. We taking this to the top, man. It's a beautiful thing. I'm telling you.
All the way, man. Y'all make sure y'all do that. Also, if y'all watching this on the rewatch on YouTube, make sure y'all drop a comment in there. We're gonna jump straight in because it's Friday night. Y'all got things to do. We already know we got things. We about to get things lit. But one thing that I did want to talk about before we even go any further is a situation in Washington, D.C. I told Kelvo about this earlier before the show, but this flipped me out. This lady rented an Airbnb back in February in D.C., and after her Airbnb stay was over, it was supposed to be just for 1 month. After her stay was over, she just decided to stay. She didn't want to leave. She ain't paying nothing no more. She's like, I'm not leaving. I'm staying in this Airbnb. Now, her story is that her house was being worked on because it was in a fire and it had some water damage or whatever. So she had to end up staying in the Airbnb a little bit longer than what she thought she was going to stay in it. But according to the landlord, this lady is just staying there without paying no extra money. She ain't trying to leave. The landlord and tried to get her out. So basically she's a squatter. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. She is a squatter in an Airbnb. I ain't never heard of that before, Kelbo. Have you ever heard of anything similar to this?
Absolutely. Yeah. We had did a show a couple months ago when we was talking about the dude who had the cameras in the Airbnbs, and
I remember that. Yeah,
that's when I brought it up. I was like, dude, there's people be squatting it. Here we go.
Yeah, that's wow. So maybe, just maybe, there is some logic behind these homeowners having cameras in their Airbnb. Because remember when we did the story, I was like, nah, man, I like this. Yo, why do they want to have a camera and they watching you?
You got cameras in the bathroom. That's crazy.
Now that part, that was crazy. He had cameras in the shower head, not just in the bathroom.
Yeah, in the shower. Yeah, that's a scary movie.
That was wild. But in this case, this lady rented the Airbnb. She said she wasn't leaving. She told the landlord she wasn't leaving. It got ugly. They sending text messages back and forth. But the lady who's staying there is saying a whole different story. She's saying after her Airbnb stay was over, she made an arrangement directly with the owner. So now she ain't going through Airbnb no more. She going directly through the owner, and she made an arrangement that she would just pay every month until whenever. That basically, that's her story, which sounds crazy as hell. But the landlord is saying it ain't nothing like that. This lady done rented my Airbnb. Her stay supposed to been over. She's still staying here. She refused to leave. The lady said she done had the electricity cut off on her. She cut the electricity off. She cut the utilities, the water. So this lady up in here lighting candles. And it's a wild story, Kelvo. So anyway, the news got involved. The landlord called the news and said, all right, this lady don't want to leave. We about to put you on blast. We about to have the news come over here. We're going to put your face out there so everybody know. It's on Facebook. It's on everything. So the news lady goes into her house. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of y'all that's just joining us, this squatter lady decided she didn't want to leave the Airbnb. So the news lady goes into her house and agrees to sit down with this squatter. And here's a part of the interview, ladies and gentlemen. You just listen to this lady and her story and see if you believe her. See if she sound like she's telling the truth. Then y'all listen to this little clip and y'all let me know if it sound like some bullshit or if it sound like she really like. Let's go ahead now. This is her explaining why she ain't want to leave the Airbnb. She been in there since February, y'all. But let's go, Kelvo. Make sure your audio on too, Kelvo. So we should.
Oh yeah, I got you.
Made. So just like your apartment, like I said, if you rent an apartment, you pay the rent late, they give you a notice that you haven't made the payment. You make the payment and then everything is fine. And that is what has happened. So it has not been since I've been here in February that I have not been making payments. That is incorrect.
Did Douglases ever, or did you and the Douglases ever sign a document or agree to you renting this property outside of that Airbnb reservation?
We have text messages, yes, where they agreed to me staying in the property after the initial Airbnb.
Hold up, stop it right there, Kelvo.
So even as I was listening to the court hearing.
Yeah. So first of all, you seen when she asked her the question how the lady, like, she was like, we have text messages. She's basically, the lady straight up asked her a question. Do you have an arrangement or a signed agreement with the landlord to let you stay here longer than you were supposed to stay with the Airbnb? And her first, she looked away first. That's how you can always tell when somebody lying. You ask them a question and they look away before they answer you.
Look away, sweating, hesitation in speech.
Yeah.
Talking fast. Yeah.
Her whole body language screams to me. And look how she looking at the news lady. Look at her face right there. First of all, you the one in the wrong. You staying in this people place longer than you supposed to. And she looking at the news lady like the news lady is crazy.
Yeah.
So far, she's holding a little bit of this L. Go ahead, Kelvo. Run the rest of it.
It was stated that after the Airbnb 32 days was up, you mentioned you want to extend your stay at the Airbnb. Mm-hmm. And that's what that extension was, an extension of being an Airbnb guest. Are you saying you took that as an extension of I'm now renting?
No. So we did not rent. We no longer did any rentals through Airbnb. The Airbnb rental was only 1 month through Airbnb. After that time frame, I went through paying the owners directly. So we extended the time frame. They agreed to allow me to stay in the space till whenever, I guess, until I don't make a payment. And then they go through a process. The initial process was not to stay in here for an extended amount of time.
I gotta run that
it
part
was
back.
To stay beyond.
Yeah, hold on. Stop it right there.
Well, it wasn't even.
So she's shuffling around right now. She's trying to come up with some kind of logically. It sound batshit crazy to me, Kelvo, what she trying to say. Like, run it again and see if any of this makes sense to me. Y'all in the chat, y'all let me know. Hold up. Before you do that, let me address the chats. Jay from the West Coast, of course, Bay Area in the building. She says she's lying, and she hesitated when she started talking. And text is not an agreement, is what she said. Also, shout out to Sonia Johnson, says she trying to get her 5 minutes of fame. That's a crazy way to try to get 5 minutes of fame, though. Like this ain't the way to do. Because I do understand this lady is also a social media personality, Kelbo. I forgot to mention that part. She's supposed to be some influencer. She got followers and all that. So maybe this is a part of what she's trying to get off. But I don't know. Sonya also says the crazy work she trying to get over staying in people Airbnb. All right, you can go ahead and run it back, Kelvo, because I know you missed a little bit of that, but this sounds crazy as hell to me.
Yes. Are you saying you took that as an extension of I'm now renting?
No. So we did not rent. We no longer did any rentals through Airbnb. The Airbnb rental was only 1 month through Airbnb. After that time frame, I went through paying the owners directly.
Yeah, see
so
that
we
I went
the time frame.
She's trying to get it together.
Yeah, hold on 1 second though. Hold on. She said something that was a little off.
Go ahead.
Space I guess until I don't make a payment.
That
and then they
sound.
go through a process.
Who in
The
the hell would
initial
give
there,
you an
process was not
agreement
to
like
stay at
that?
that time frame. I went through paying the owners directly. So we extended the time frame. They agreed to allow me to stay in the space for till whenever, I guess.
Okay,
they so
who in the hell?
they agreed to let her stay till whenever. Really? Till whenever? Till whenever.
I'm glad I ain't the only one who caught that. Like, who in the hell would give you an agreement? I'll agree to let you stay here until whenever.
Till whenever. Just whenever. Just whatever,
Is she
whatever.
really trying to make you believe that shit? Like, look at her. She's really trying to make you believe this shit.
I'm like, wait a minute. She
I'm
said
sure
till
the news
whenever.
lady is looking at her like they ain't show the news lady, but I'm quite sure she's looking at her like, lady,
What's going on with this lady?
you are out of here. And it gets crazier. Go ahead, Kelvo. It gets
I
crazier
guess
than
until I
that.
don't make a payment, and then they go through a process. The initial process was not to stay in here for an extended amount of time, no, but it was to stay beyond the well, it wasn't even to stay beyond the 30 days. But once we knew that I had to stay beyond the initial Airbnb rental, we no longer went through Airbnb. So there was never an extension of the Airbnb. Everything went directly through the owner. You're saying Airbnb as if I went to the Airbnb, rented it for 30 days, said I'm staying, and I'm not paying you anything. And then since that 30 days in February or March, it would have ended, I've been staying here without them knowing, and I haven't been paying. That would be inaccurate.
So you're saying, correct me if I'm wrong, that
Okay,
after
hold
the
on.
30-day and everything was on Airbnb.
So she's tap dancing around the situation. She just said a whole lot of nothing, basically. To me, what she said that after the Airbnb stay was over, she agreed to pay the owners directly. And the owners said that she could stay there until whenever. And she would just continuously, she doesn't have this in writing, but she says that there were text messages that was going back and forth, which she still ain't shown nobody them text
Yeah, I was
messages.
about to say, show me the text.
Yeah, she don't she's it hasn't produced any text messages, but she's there. But even still, even if this is your agreement or whatever, that basically is saying it's on a month-to-month basis. Like, you just telling me that you agreed to pay these people every month to month, until you ready to leave.
Till
But
whenever.
still, if they the owners, they can still say, yo, you gotta go whenever they say you gotta go.
Or just apply for another Airbnb.
That's true too, but I think something happened because you heard her say she no longer goes through Airbnb anymore. So I think something happened where Airbnb probably blocked her. So that's probably why she just paying the own or trying to pay the owners directly, because maybe the owner flagged and reported her to Airbnb, and now Airbnb shut down her whole ability to do that anymore, which rightfully so. Yeah, this sounds insane. I think I want to run one more little clip of it just to finish it out and hear what else. We could give it a couple more minutes to see if anything she says makes sense.
Right.
Airbnb, once it left Airbnb, that's when the agreement started of to you a month to month stay
Correct.
here.
Yes.
Okay. You mentioned that you are going to leave, but you're going to go through the court process.
No.
Okay.
No. I'm going to leave before the court process finishes, but we are still going to go through the court process.
And why?
What?
Why is that?
What? That doesn't even make sense. You're gonna leave before the court process is finished, but you're going to go through the court process?
That don't make no. It's.
I don't get it, bro. I don't get it. That
I'm trying to give the sister some grace, y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, hey, y'all drop in the comments. I'm trying to help, and I'm trying to see if anything she say is gonna start to make sense to me, so I can be like, okay, you know what? I can kind of see.
Let's see if she elaborates on that, because
Let's go
that makes
for it.
no sense.
That.
Because now you have caused me when you decided to lock. So the police informed her that that they are not allowed to enter the property without 48 hours written notice because I was staying here. Okay. On Thanksgiving, while I left to have Thanksgiving. They entered the unit without my knowledge to change the locks, turn off the power. That is when they didn't turn the power off through Pepco. They did something to the breaker box where then the breaker box is not sending power
Even in
to
the
the
darkness.
home. After she turned the power off in the home, when we got into the home, she then called CPS to tell them that my daughter, my younger daughter, was in the home without power, but my daughter was leaving. She left. She hasn't stayed here because the temperature was cold. I couldn't leave the property because they had taken the batteries out of the door, and the doors could not be locked, and my property was still in there. So although we're going to go through the court process, because now.
So this is what the tenant. This is what the landlord did wrong. She did a half-ass plan. Which she was right by going in there and turning off the power and do it. But what she should have done, what I would have done, I would have came in there with about 3 or 4 of my kin folks, and we would have moved all of it out. I would have changed all the locks, and I would have been standing outside the door like, yo, you're not coming back in here. You see all the stuff right there?
Yeah.
Get it.
Yeah,
Don't like I'm she changing the one. How did she get in if you change the locks? That's a little confusing. I don't understand that part.
Yeah.
But you're not, bro. Dude, if you're squatting, I'm outside your house waiting, like, okay, the second you leave, I'm in there and it's going down. Like, you know what I'm saying? And Thanksgiving.
That's what and two, what makes me believe that this lady, she ain't had no intentions of leaving. I think when she went in there, she went in there with the mindset of, okay, I'm gonna do this for like a month or whatever. And then something happened with her. I don't know what it was, but something happened where she wasn't able to go back to wherever she was. So she just said, I'm just gonna stay here, and they just gonna have to come get me up out of here. So that's what I'm kind of thinking. And then she goes on in this interview to basically say that she ain't squatting. She was like, no, a squatter is not that. A squatter, like she was trying her very best to make people believe that she's not squatting, that she's not a squatter. But it sounds completely ridiculous. Kelbo, give me a couple more minutes of this and then we done with this one.
For sure.
Now you have said that I'm a squatter. A squatter is a person who illegally goes onto a property, then they ever have if your home that you own was vacant and no one was there, and then I decided I'm going to go into your home because I know it's vacant and you don't know that I'm going into the property. That is what a squatter is. A squatter is someone who has illegally entered the property without your notice and you never had an agreement with them.
So you're not a squatter, you're a freeloader. We get it.
It's also not just if the home's vacant, it's if you're there without the owner's permission, and you're not leaving.
Yes, if you had maybe that other
Yep. That's what we were looking for.
She was like, yes. If you hey, yo, this sister, man, look, y'all, this is wild. This crazy work. Y'all gonna get rid of Airbnb. Just stay in the Airbnb for your little time that you're supposed to be in the Airbnb, and then get up out of there. Don't do like this lady and then be all on the news trying to explain why you still there.
Bro, it's December, dog. She's been there since February, bro.
February, a whole year.
Almost a year, bro. After a month, after that second month, I'm like, yeah, we're gonna sit outside this house and we're gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for this chick to leave. You can go to the grocery store, it doesn't matter. You can be going up the street. I'm in there. And I'm coming, like I said, I got 3 or 4 of the homies, and we're tossing your stuff out. Like, get out. Like, we're done. Like, I'll go to court as long as you ain't staying there. Because, like, bro, like, hell no, man. That's just way too much.
Real talk. Now, this clip that we were just looking at, Kelvo, this was from, I believe it was like a week or so ago. But there's an outcome. The final outcome of all of this and what all of this brought to the table. Kelvo, there's a second link that I sent you.
Yeah, I got you.
Go ahead and run that so we can just see how this all ended up and how this turned out. Because to me, I don't think it should have even took this long and came to all of that. But here we go.
Let's see what they got to say.
A judge ruling in favor of the homeowner who says an Airbnb guest was trying to take her home.
Our Washington, D.C. reporter Felicia Ashley joining us now from that house where the judge says the squatter cannot stay anymore, has to get out. Felicia?
That's right, and this is actually one of the first times the homeowners have been back to the home in a couple of months. And as you mentioned, the judge ordered that the alleged squatter is.
Look at all of that stuff.
She was living
there. Look at all of this stuff. What is going on? Oh my God. This is crazy, bro. Look at all of this.
Not a tenant, therefore she has no
Look
tenant.
At this.
Look at that.
Bro,
dog. She got plants.
Flower pots.
Who brings plants to an Airbnb?
What is that, like a cat bowl thing? I don't know.
She bought her whole life, yo. Yo, this chick rented the Airbnb and said, I'm about to set up shop, yo. Like they had to drag her up out of the blood. God.
Tenant rights, and the homeowners were allowed to get her out of the home and evict her immediately, and that is what you are seeing. We have community members that actually came here to support the homeowners and help clear out the home after watching the reports. And
I'm not gonna. I would have been one of them dudes. I would have been throwing that stuff out. I'd be like, "Get this shit out of here!" Nah, hell no. We're getting rid of all this.
The whole neighborhood came together on that.
Hearing what the homeowners were dealing with, and even inside the home, you can see some of the area that they have started clearing as well. The homeowner mentioned to me that she has been in shock, and everything that was with everything that was inside of this home, as well as some of the damage.
Yeah. Looks like she did a little bit of renovating. So
she did a little something in there. Yeah,
she found as well.
That's crazy.
Before court, I spoke to D.C. homeowner Rashane Douglas. What have your dynamics been like with Mr. Romero since the last time we spoke?
We've had no contact directly since that time. Obviously, she had the van towed. She also denied the electrician to get in and came down here and filed a contempt that we didn't comply with the agreement.
I tried to check in with accused squatter Shadija Romero when she showed up to court. Mr. Romero, would you like to speak with us before the hearing?
I told you that I want to speak to you, so please leave me alone.
You don't want to say anything before the hearing? Filming is not allowed inside the D.C. courthouse, but
that's enough of that. I just wanted y'all to see how it ended up. So the judge ruled that she gotta go. They dragged all. They had brothers from the neighborhood. They probably had the neighborhood crackhead. Everybody came out there and was pulling shit out of that house. And now she out there, and then they come to court, and now she ain't got nothing to say. She had so much to say in that interview, but
she would have been out of there after that month, bro. After like 2-3 weeks, I'm like, okay, this lady's not leaving. Bet I'm posting up outside. The second you're gone, I'm in there, and we can fight this court case. But you ain't about to be staying here while we fighting this court case, bro.
Oh, you see they did it on Thanksgiving. It's like, yo, she went on Thanksgiving to go try to eat dinner with her family and came back and they had to pull the breaker on the electricity. You ain't warming up none of that turkey. You ain't putting nothing in the microwave.
I would have been done, because you got to think about it. She's been paying bills. She's been paying the water bill and the electricity bill.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
And the rent or whatever, or mortgage or whatever, little monthly payments, bro. Yeah. After that first month, the second, like I said, you could have been gone for 5 minutes. We're bum rushing that. And I'm gonna have, like I said, I'm gonna have my people with me. I'm gonna be like, look, she's not getting in here. We're tossing anything and everything that is hers is going out of here. Period.
Nah, 100 on that, yo.
Obviously, she didn't have a man. You could tell that sister didn't have a man. Because if she had a man, if she would have had a husband, he'd have been like, oh, hell no. We getting this out of here. She gone. You know what I'm saying? So
that was just a wild situation. I don't think I've seen nothing crazy like that. But make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Also, drop comments. This is crazy, insane. If y'all know anything similar to that or anything regarding that story, or if y'all in the DC area and y'all know more about it than we do, then make sure y'all drop it It's going to be on YouTube later on, so y'all can re-comment or whatever. But that's enough of that. Oh, man. Kelvo, transition us into our NFL segment. You said you had a couple things you wanted to throw around about the NFL. I'll let you lead off on that and just
So actually, we'll start off with college football.
Yeah, let's start there. College football.
Head coach for Michigan, a black dude by the name of Sharon Moore.
Oh.
He took over for Jim Harbaugh, and he got fired this week for having an alleged affair with a snow bunny.
Oh Lord, not a snow bunny. I heard about that story. I heard the story that the coach who got fired because he had some kind of affair or something with the daughter of.
Yes, it's magic, it's a blessing. When I die, I'ma go to snow bunny heaven. Snow bunny.
I had to hit it one time, Kelvo. I had to hit it one time just because. But I don't mean to laugh, but this ain't laughing matter. So yeah, go ahead, finish talking to us about what exactly happened. But there was a snow bunny involved.
This is actually a very tragic situation. So this guy right here, Sharon Moore, he was talking to the snow bunny who worked for Michigan. Obviously, she's of age, but the relationship has been going on.
She is of age, so she's legal.
Yeah,
all right. Yeah, that's important to get that out there because I was hearing, chatterings from rumors and all that other stuff saying that she wasn't. So it's important that we get that out there. This was not, kind of pedophile situation or nothing like that. This is two consensual legal adults. Go ahead.
Yeah. So what happened was she was working for Michigan. They started hooking up. Mm-hmm. He ended up doubling this chick's salary.
What?
Yeah. The numbers. I don't know what the numbers were, but she was making some pretty good money. Somehow the information got out. The school found out about it like a couple of months ago, and something happened to where they ended up processing. They ended up moving further with it. So initially they researched, they looked into it, and they're like, we're not really seeing anything wrong. But then I guess something else came out. I guess they started looking into the money. They had to. And they're like, all right, this chick is getting double what she paid when she started here. Probably, if I had to take a guess, because I don't have time to pull up the numbers, she probably got at least a $20,000 raise messing with dude, because these colleges bring in some big money. So he ends up getting fired.
Is she the daughter of somebody?
No,
she's not. She ain't no relation to. See, that's another rumor. See, social media be saying all kind of wild ish. They were saying that she's the daughter of like the general manager of some team or some school, but she's not. So she's just a chick who is working on the staff.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what happened was after he got fired, he went home to his wife and 3 kids. They just had a kid like a year ago or so.
Are these details confirmed, or is this just what they're
these
saying?
are confirmed. He went home to his wife. You know how that went. Sisters crashed out on him. He spazzed out, left, broke into the snow bunny spot, and threatened to kill himself. Apparently, he had put a knife to his neck and was talking about he was going to cut his throat open and all types of crazy stuff. And he ended up getting arrested, and now he's looking at a couple of charges.
Wow.
Stalking. It's like a third-degree home invasion. Stalking in a domestic relationship and breaking and entering. So, moral of the story, when you got a good thing going, don't mess it up, especially for some freaking snow bunny, dog. You probably got a beautiful wife. You got 3 kids, just had a brand new kid. You're the head coach at Michigan, which is apparently a blue blood college. And you crashing out for some white chick. And I don't have nothing against white chicks. I know, a lot of our people love the white women. I have nothing against the white women, but
No disrespect to the Snows. Yo, we want y'all to join, subscribe too. Snows, y'all can like, share, subscribe. We got much love for y'all. So no disrespect, but go, Kelvo is just got a deeper point that he's making here. So go for it.
But man, brothers can't be messing up good situations like this, man. I don't, it's just, and it's another thing to just show you, just because somebody has a high position or a good job doesn't necessarily mean they're a good person, and it's tough because, he's one of us. And, he's going to be doing a little bit of time, and he's probably never going to be able to coach football again. I feel sorry for the kids, of course. The Snow Bunny, for me, is at fault, too, because you knew this guy was married. So what were you doing? I'm saying, this man's married, she didn't care. And now she's probably going to keep her job. And we got a up and coming coach who's looking at some time, and it's just really sad. The college players on the Michigan team are going to be affected by this because they were going to play us UT in the bowl game, and now they're who knows where their mind state is at. Like, shoot, our coach just crashed out on us. You know what I'm saying? Like, dudes are going to start jumping in the transfer portal more than likely. I would. I'm not about to stay at Michigan no more. I don't know who the coach is. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where the direction of the school is. It's just not a good look, and it's just really sad. As you can see, it's he said, "I'm going to kill myself. I'm going to make you watch. My blood is on your hands. You ruined my life." So that's what he told the Snow Bunny. But me, if y'all know me, I'm Mr. Accountability. So this thing goes both ways. It's definitely the coach's fault, but it's definitely the Snow Bunny's fault too. And you reap what you sow, unfortunately. And this is just a very sad story. And hopefully, the brother repents and comes out better on the end. But you're not going to be coaching any college football anytime soon, brother.
Yeah, I don't think at all. So much to unpack here. I'm going to get my thoughts off. But talk about falling from grace. And like, so far, he fell so far from grace. I'm talking about you are a head coach of one of the most prestigious historic college football franchises in the history of the game. You are the head coach. Head coach, right? Was it head coach?
Yeah, he's the head coach. Correct.
Head coach, not coordinator, not assistant, but you are the head coach of the University of Michigan football team. Kelvo, let's put in perspective what that is. Now, that's on the level of LSU coach. That's on the level of Bama coach. That's on the level of Florida State. Any big name college football team that you can think of, Michigan is on the level of that type of a caliber of a job. You got that job. And you fell from grace so hard. Not only did you, lose that last game to Ohio State, which I know hurt. So that right there already is a mental, spiral that you're going through mentally. Then, on top of that, yes, you get busted with this situation with your coach, somebody that's supposed to be up under you, working under you, and then this whole scandal comes out. Your wife spazzes out. Now, you're going to lose your wife, your kids, your family, whatever you got going on there.
That's dumb.
You lost your job. You lost that. You lost to Ohio State. I don't know about mental health and people that, different things that trigger people, but I do know that stress builds up. And some people can only handle so much bad news within a short period of time before they snap.
Yeah.
And again, keeping in context from how far he fell, Michigan State head coach to no job, no wife, no kids, no snow, all in a snap of a finger.
And
so
it all happened because, and as if you guys can see it right here, they were in the relationship and he broke up with her. And she went ahead and just spilled all the beans.
Oh, okay.
So
now it comes out. Okay.
So he's in his mind, and I'm not justifying it. He's like, you can't even just keep silent. You just gotta just go ahead and just burn the black man down. And you know, this reminds me of Get Out. This is kind of like a Get Out type situation.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
this is and like I said, brothers, you can marry and date whoever you want to date. But I'm just saying, and I love my white women, but they are not wired like us. When you start doing these funny relationships with these chicks, you better dot your I's and cross your T's, boy. Because you gonna end up like this, dude. Straight up.
Hey.
Especially if you out here with a wife and 3 kids. Like, bro, you moving mad stupid.
Yeah, you got so much to lose. Like I said, when you have so much to lose, you have to kind of move like you have a lot to lose. Some people, you know, they get to a certain level and they still want to move like they're not, you know what I'm saying? Like they're not on this higher level. You have to carry yourself a certain way. You know, I didn't know that all these details were confirmed because I heard a lot about the story, but I didn't know what was real and what was not. Because I heard a lot of additional fabricated stuff that they added to the story. Like she wasn't of age, she was underage, to, oh, she's the daughter of the owner of the, you know, the head athletic daughter.
Yeah.
I've heard all kind of wild stuff, because that's one thing about, like I always say, whenever a black man of power gets caught up in any kind of scandal,
right,
they are going, so much comes out about him that sometimes people make up shit.
Absolutely.
Just to add it on,
just to get on the papers. And yeah, I misspoke. She broke up with him. He didn't break up with her. So she broke up with him, and then she wouldn't spill the beans. Even worse, like obviously it seems intentional. Like, I don't understand why you just can't move on. You know, you got to burn this man to the ground, which he probably deserved, but come on, bro.
It's like, I want to destroy you now, you know.
Exactly.
And then
after I'm gonna break up with you and I'm gonna tear you down. It's like, what? You know what I'm saying? And I'm not condoning his actions by any means. You know, he should have never messed with the snow bunny. Sisters, if he would have messed with his sister, this probably would have never happened. He probably would have got her pregnant and just would have had to pay child support, and he would have kept his job and she would have been hush hush. But you mess with them snow bunnies, this is what you get. This is what you get.
I don't know. You know, like, you're right. I mean, if it was a sister, who knows? He might have got away a little scot. But nah, she would have extorted him.
Yeah, she would. That's what I'm saying. She would have got him. She would have got him. She would have got him for the money.
Because you see what happened to Matt Barnes. Like, we were just talking about that. Matt Barnes, he never even meet this chick in person, but she got like, what, 20 racks up out of him. And that was a sister.
You know, that's what I'm saying. He would have still kept his job. You know, he probably would have had to pay a little bit of money, and he doubled this chick's salary, bro. And you still earn the man.
Crazy.
That's
you
crazy.
Doubled her salary.
Like,
that's where he messed up. He messed up there. Well, I mean, you messed up all around.
Yes.
Yeah, that's who knows. I'm not the one to judge. I'm just saying he could have made a smarter. So in our first story, that lady with the squatter, you know, sisters, y'all gotta hold an L for her. But in this story right here, with my man, the former Michigan coach, we gotta hold that L on it for. And I'm the first one to say it.
He's gonna hold it. I'm not holding.
You're not holding. It's almost like I don't want no parts in it.
I didn't cheat on nobody. You know what I'm saying? When I get married, I'm staying loyal to mine, straight up.
That's what's up. Yeah, hey, that's what it's all about. You know, once you make that vow, then that I mean, unless you're a part of some kind of custom or some culture where you are able to
something like that,
you know, got the poly situation, you know, because that's the new thing right now in America, which I don't see how anyone can make a poly relationship work with American women. Because American women, gonna make it. At some point, one of them y'all gonna try to do, y'all brothers out there that's looking for poly situations, the most successful ones I know out there that's doing it, they're with women who are not from America. You can go get you from women from another country and bring them to America, but then don't try it with no American woman, boy. Gonna make it. All right, let's look at that college football bracket. Kelvo. Let's see what Wagwan with college football. You say you wanted to talk something about Texas
Yeah,
A&M.
man. You know, you a big. We all know you rep the U. You know what I'm
Tell
saying?
you,
And
you
I just
done
wanted
know.
to know your thoughts on what you think Miami's gonna do, man. Is they gonna beat A&M or what? Are we looking at an upset here, or y'all gonna get dog walked?
Yeah. So I'm gonna take it game by game in this case, But in this particular game against Texas A&M, I actually think, and this is not even me just delusional Miami Hurricane fan, but I think we could beat them, and I think we can beat them convincingly, Kelvo. Now, and here's why I think it'll be a convincing win. Not just because of the fact that Texas A&M, I just don't think they're as good as what people say they are, but also because I think Texas A&M, they had some really tough, close games with teams that they probably should have easily beat,
Right.
namely against South Carolina. When they played the game against South Carolina dominated and controlled them for pretty much the whole game until the very end. It took a miraculous win for Texas A&M to come back and beat a team like that. Now, I know what y'all saying, but Noomsy, your Miami Hurricanes, y'all lost to two unranked teams. Yeah, we lost to two unranked teams, and I'm not going to take nothing from that. We had no excuse or no reason to lose to those unranked teams other than bad coaching and poor play from Carson Beck in both of those games. But minus those mental errors and mental lapses, I just think we're a better team and more talented than Texas A&M. And the most important reason why I think we'll beat Texas A&M is because Miami, I think we have more to prove in this game.
For sure.
We haven't been in this position this far in many, many years for us to be in a position to advance in the playoffs.
Word.
Also, our coach, Cristobal, he has a lot to prove because a lot of people, like we were saying here on the show, is blaming him for some of the ineptitude of Miami, is blaming him for us having all of this great talent, but not being able to get to that next level and establish ourselves as one of the power teams. So Cristobal has a lot to prove. Our team has a lot to prove. Carson Beck, our quarterback, has a whole lot to prove.
Yeah.
Georgia gave up on him.
Yeah.
Georgia gave up on him and let him walk. He came to Miami and had a couple of bad games this season, and people were starting to say, well, we could see why Georgia just gave up on you.
Right.
So, and he's got that $7 million, something $1 million deal that he's trying to prove he deserved. So with all of that being said, we have so much to prove, the coach, the team, the quarterback, plus my favorite reason, that South Carolina game where that cop shoved that young man coming out of the tunnel. We got to do it for him. We got to do it for that young man that got shoved for South Carolina when that racist white cop in Texas A&M, College Station of Texas, shoved that young man for no reason. Do this for the culture, Miami. It's not just for Miami. It's not just for the U. It's not just for the Hurricanes. It's for the culture. And I hope that cop is at that game. I hope they let him come back to that game because we're going to be running through that tunnel all night long. And I want him, I dare you to bump one of them boys from the city. I dare you to bump one of them boys from Opelika. I dare you to bump one of them boys from the inner city of Miami the way you bumped that boy from South Carolina. I guarantee you're not going to make it. So, yeah, I think Miami wins that game convincingly, Kelvo. Stamp me down on that. And when I say convincingly, I mean by more than 2 scores. I think
dang, that boy.
we can beat them. We can beat them convincingly.
That boy say it's gonna be a blowout. Okay.
It's gonna be close, but we're gonna pull away on their ass at some point. Or we might just run them from the beginning. But looking at those two, I think we can beat them convincingly. My question to you,
have that best game for sure.
Outside of that, I don't want to just sit here and talk about my Canes. Now, I know your Texas Longhorns didn't get in, but based on the way that the teams fell, do you think they should have got in, or are you okay with them not getting in?
Well, obviously, I'm not okay with them getting in, but we lost to Miami, and that's essentially what did us in. You know, I was thinking that I honestly thought that Alabama was probably going to get knocked out, but they didn't get knocked out. But because we lost to Florida, you know, we didn't get in, and we were a 3-loss team. If we would have just beat Florida, then we would have been 10-2. And then you got to compare 10-2 Miami, 10-2 Texas, to 10-2 Alabama, and we're gonna you know, or 10-3 Alabama. We're gonna probably knock y'all out, you know. But it is what it is. You know, I'm not tripping on it too much. You know, you can't get too emotionally tied into these things. I'm really upset that Notre Dame pussed out and didn't want to play a bowl game and start acting like some little girls.
That's some whole shit, Kelvo. That they went out like some real biatches. Talking about, I don't want to play in no bowl game because y'all didn't let me in the playoffs. That's your own fault. Hold your own L. You can't get mad about that because, again, so they're saying that we shouldn't have got in, but they should have got in. How in the hell, when we beat y'all in the head-to-head, and then the only common game that we have, the only comment was against Pittsburgh.
Right.
We blew Pittsburgh. We blew the doors off of Pittsburgh. They beat them by like maybe a touchdown. So if you're looking at common opponent and what we did to them versus what y'all did, and then even throwing that out head-to-head, we beat y'all. So where's your argument that us both having the same record will constitute y'all getting in and us not making it? Make that make sense. So yeah, they got mad, said they don't want to play. And honestly, I don't even think it was the players. I think it was probably
it was the AD. It was the athletic director. If I'm a senior on Notre Dame, I'm pissed off right now, bro.
Because if I'm a freshman, this is your chance to play in a bowl game as a freshman. If I'm a freshman, if I'm a senior, hell, if I'm a bowl game,
last year, you got to think about it. It's a senior. It's your last year.
This is your last chance.
You might be able to make it to the league, and maybe going hard in this bowl game, might be that next step to get you into the league. And bro, if I'm one of them players, I'm like, yo, bring this athletic director in here, bro, so we can chew this dude out because he must be smoking crack. Like,
he must be.
You can be a quitter. I'm not about to be no quitter, bro. Don't put me in that type of zone. You know what I'm saying?
Only good part about that for the players is that their very last game was they blew the doors off of somebody. And so if they're just going off of the film, if that's the last piece of film that these NFL teams have, then at least they got a good piece of film. But still, to your point, this is a bowl game. You know, all of the GMs from the NFL team, all of the scouts, they all are there at the bowl games to watch the seniors. And because this bitch-ass coach and AD decide that we don't want to play because y'all ain't letting us in the playoffs, now you going to punish these kids the opportunity for them to play in a bowl game because you want to be on some whole shit? Like, that's some whole shit. I can't stand Notre Dame as it is. Y'all just gave me another reason not to even like y'all, because that's some whole shit. You depriving the players, and especially, like you said, the seniors. This is y'all last year, and even a freshman. Your first year, and you looking for like, oh shit, I get to play in a bowl. Oh no, we can't play in a bowl game. So now you ain't getting a bowl game, or you ain't getting a playoff. You ain't getting nothing because you want to be an independent franchise. Notre Dame want to keep all the money to themselves. They don't want to split the money with the ACC in football. They don't want to split the money with no other conference. They want to keep it all to themselves. And because of that, it came back and screwed you. Now, y'all got to hold that L for the whole offseason. Hold the L and watch us Miami Hurricane boys go up in Texas and do our thing.
Don't let them be A&M like Noomsy said by a couple touchdowns. Because then people are going to be like, yeah, Notre Dame didn't need to be in there. No way. Don't worry about it.
Exactly. And we're going to show y'all the difference and why y'all didn't need to be there. And Q put up a graphic when we did the last show. Notre Dame didn't beat nobody. Like, they didn't beat nobody good. The only two good teams they played, they lost to. They lost to us, and then they lost to, A&M. So let us blow the doors off of A&M. Let that happen. And you're going to see what happened. I'm telling you, y'all heard it here first. Noomsy said it. Miami, we're going to beat A&M by more than – it's going to be a convincing. I ain't even gonna say by how many points. I'm just gonna say we're gonna beat them convincingly, and we're doing it for the culture and for that racist ass cop. I every time I see A&M, and I don't mean to just disrespect A&M. I know some great people that come from that area. That I just talking about the law enforcement there. I ain't got no more words for them, but screw A&M. We gonna win that. Rest of the first round, it's gonna be all right. Now let's move on to the NFL, Kelvo. Let's talk about the NFL. What's on your mind? Let's transition.
Man, last topic, man. We wanted to keep it in Florida. You know what I'm saying? My boy Noomsy, man, is a Dolphins fan, and his Dolphins have been reeling off some wins lately. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It started by that belt to ass that we gave them, my Ravens gave them. Then they bounced back. They beat the Bills. They beat Washington. They beat New Orleans. They beat New York.
Yeah.
Now they got Pittsburgh on Monday night.
Winnable game.
And if they beat them, they'll go 7-7. And then after that, they got Cincinnati, the Bucks, and New England. Best case scenario, we're looking at 9-8, sub 500, right above, slightly above 500.
Mm-hmm.
Real question is, Noomsy, man, you was calling for Tua, you was calling for Mike McDaniel, but if these boys finish with a halfway decent season, I mean, let's be real, we didn't really have no high expectations for the Dolphins this year. Are they going to keep the coach? Are they going to keep the quarterback? Do they need to get rid of the quarterback? And do they need to get rid of the coach, or should they just keep the coach? Because the coach seems like he's not too bad, but or what? What do they need to do, man? Tell us.
This is one of those rare situations, and it puts me in a tough position, Kelvo. You love your team. You love your team, and you want your team to do well. But do you sacrifice the short term for the betterment of the long term for your team? So, because I'm looking at it like this. Yes, I have said that the coach and the quarterback got to go. Early in the season, you saw it. It was a shit show. Tua was playing like he had the football IQ knocked out his head, and the coach was coaching like he just snorted a couple of lines off a stripper titty before the game. It was looking really crazy, and it was a shit show in Miami. So I was just like a lot of Dolphin fans are like, yo, we got to get rid of the coach. We got to get rid of Tua. But ever since then, ever since I came on the show and demanded that Coke McDaniels and Tua Bomba Vailoa get traded and taken off the team, them boys have been balling. Them boys have rattled off 4 or 5 games in a row now.
About to be 5 if they beat Pittsburgh.
Since then. But even with that, Kelvo, I am not convinced. I am not convinced. I just feel like it's a desperation mode. I think now, because we're down to the final stretch of the season and people know ass is on fire, jobs are on the line, it's do or die. If they don't do it now, then you're out of there. That's why I think these boys are performing that way. That's why I think all of a sudden Tua's locked in. All of a sudden McDaniels is drawing up some decent plays because they have no choice at this point. But do I believe that to be something sustainable over the course of a 17-game NFL season? Hell no. I don't see that happening next year. I don't see that happening the year after that. Not so. Again, I want my team to do well, but it's almost like I'm willing for y'all to be trash and bottom out the rest of the season just so I can know for sure the coach is going to be fired and the quarterback will be moved. I would accept us being trash right now and finishing out trash just to secure a better future with a better coach and a better quarterback. You got some fans that want to see us try to win as many games as we can so that we can have a chance. And I'm not one of those fans. I know what y'all thinking. Noomsy, you dead ass wrong. How you gonna wish your team do bad? How you not want? Well, I do want my team to do better, Kelvo. I just think in long term. So
you see the bigger picture, my friend. With Tua, you're limited. Tua, you're limited. I like Mike McDaniel, but he might have to go. You know what I'm saying?
I like him too, but he makes some really bad decisions. And I know I joke around a lot about saying he makes coked up decisions, but some of the decisions he makes are baffling. Like 4th and goal with less than a minute left. the game is tied. All you need is a field goal to win the game. A field goal wins it, and you go for it. Like what? And what's worse than that? You go for it and get stopped. So now the game goes into overtime when that you could have won it on the field goal. And then after the game, when they ask him, like, yeah, so about that decision you made to go, he said, yeah, that probably wasn't a good decision. But you know, that's what happened. He said that, Kelvo. He said that. Well, that probably wasn't the best decision. Oh man. So yeah, he makes some bad decisions. I don't think he's cut out to be a head coach. Also, he's too buddy with the team. He's not really an enforcer. He's not really a strong leader. He's more of a peer. He sees his teammate, his team as peers, and that's not good because they need authority. The locker room is in disarray. Tua was throwing everybody under the bus. Everybody under the bus. He threw the teammates. He threw Tyreek Hill when he was injured. I mean, when he was healthy, he threw him under the bus. He threw the coach under the bus. He threw everybody under the bus. So
it looked like it's kind of working though.
But yeah, because now everybody's responding. But again, Kelvo, it's desperation mode. Anybody can operate great in desperation mode. But why are we even here? Why are we in desperation mode? That's my thing.
He was throwing 3 picks a game.
Exactly. Yeah. And everybody was talking about you as the worst quarterback that God created. Now all of a sudden, a light switch flipped off, and now all of a sudden you remember how to play football again, man. Whatever. Best of luck to my Dolphins, but I'm hoping that there's some major changes in the offseason. So we'll see what happens with that.
I'm just interested to see on who you guys replace Tua with, man, because
it's not
the
really
quarterback market is not looking too hot right now.
Yeah, and
Tua's got some college stats going on right now.
Yeah, he's looking bad, Kelvo. I don't even know why you pulled that up. You embarrassing the hell out of them boys right now. Kelvo's like, I'm about to let's take a closer look at all.
A-Chain is going off. Shout out to the Devon A-Chain.
He's our one bright spot, Kelvo. When I tell you, and his attitude is always positive in interviews and practice. They say he's always the upbeat one. He never seems to get down. Like he's what we need. Maybe he needs to be the leader in the locker room, which is a shame because he's only like a second or third year player. But so that's what we looking at, man. I don't know what's going to happen, but we're going to keep our eyes locked on the rest of the season for my Dolphins. If we finish good, we'll see what happens. If we don't, then I think that guarantees that at least we make a quarterback change. So we'll see what happens. Like Kelvo said, it ain't too many good quarterbacks out there. Man, we come to the end of the road, in the final couple of minutes of the hour. I'm going to do my little 2-minute turn up so we can get up out of here and let y'all get to y'all's Friday night festivities. I just want to say we're coming to the end of the year. This is a time of transition, everybody. I talk a lot about transitions. So y'all make sure that you're in order mentally. You make sure you're detoxing your bodies, get all them toxins out. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to bring none of the negativity into the new year. You don't want to bring bad habits into the new year. You can definitely start from now. You ain't got to wait till New Year. You can start making your changes now. You know, just try to improve yourself and better yourself as a person. Also, Clarissa Shields got a fight coming up February in Detroit, her hometown. She is the champ. Y'all need to stop hating on her. I see a lot of bitter Cougars be hating on Clarissa Shields. Y'all need to stop it. Hating on a rich athlete half your age. It's not a good look. We need to support. We need to support those of us that actually make it and do great things. So shout out to Clarissa Shields. Also, Cassidy and Easy to Block Captain. Their rap battle ended in a scuffle, so they didn't get a chance to complete the battle. I think they only got 1 round in, and in round 2, Cassidy bumped Easy bumped Cass, and then the entourages. So they shut down the battle, and now they're saying that they're trying to redo the battle another time. I don't know. I don't think they should do the battle no more. I think they should just leave it at that because they've already showed each other's their hand. They could come back with complete different material just based on what they seen from each other in round 1. And I don't like that. I don't want I just feel like something about that just don't sit right with me. So just leave it alone. Y'all tried to do it. Y'all didn't do it. Let the battle go. And that's all I got, Kelvo. It's on you.
Man, I just wanted to say, man, it's always a blessing being out, being on the Freestyle Fridays with my boy, brother Noomsy. But my 2-minute turn up is, man, if you're married, whether you're the man or the wife, bro, stop cheating on your spouse, bro. Like, especially when you got a good position going, then you know what I'm saying? Like, just don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, use your head. You know, not the one in your pants, the one up here. You know,
Use the real.
you know what I'm saying? Let's just make smart decisions, man. Because we literally just watched a dude cheat on his wife with the snow bunny. Snow bunny broke up with him and told on him. He lost his job and he's going to jail now. So all because he just couldn't control that lust. So I guess the real message is, man, y'all need to control that. Lust is a powerful, powerful drug and a powerful demonic drug. And if you don't have your spirit right, it can ruin your life. Because this man had a wife, a loyal one with kids, and because of lust, you lost a job at a top 5 college. Michigan's got like the most wins out of any college football team, all because you control that lust. So that spirit of lust, man, if y'all dealing with that spirit of lust, you need to fast and pray, get your shit together, get your head right, get your mind right, get your spirit right, because that lust will bring you down every time. Every time.
Every single time. You already know, man. Good stuff, Kelvo. Y'all make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. Also, if y'all watching this on the YouTube rewind, like most of y'all do, make sure y'all continue to leave comments. Continue to support. We appreciate everybody in the comments that showed us love. Shout out to my boy Q the Beat, my producer. Shout out to my boy TZ Dave and all y'all. Make sure y'all catch us on Saturdays also. We doing underground hip hop spotlights. This artist y'all about to peep right now is Lil Duce from the 305. This track is called Peace and Quiet. For my co-host Kelvo, I am your host and producer and Kelvo's producer, brother Noomsy, and this is the Sports Time Zone. Y'all lock in, and we are out.
Peace and bless.
You get a bat like Santa, you gon' have too many hoes. Ay, my name Duce, but I couldn't go for some Don Julio. Ay, I'm too far, so babe, I need 2 of those. Man, I need 2 of those. Yeah, I need 2 of those. Yeah, I need 2 for me. She keep texting my phone, asking what you gon' do for me. We can link just you and me. I broke the trust, you can't believe me. Take it slow, let's take it easy. Let's take it slow, let's take it easy. Yeah.